The sound of jackhammers echoes through the Paulista Valley. Trucks come and go nonstop. Metal structures rise like skeletons over the Tietê River. We are in the heart of the countryside of the state of São Paulo, between Novo Horizonte and Pungai. And something historic is happening here. The construction of the largest bridge in the state, with 2.4 kilometers in length, the Engenheiro Gilberto Paim Pamplona Bridge. And that's no exaggeration. This project will change the traffic, the logistics, and the future of the entire region. It's part of a 373 million reais investment to modernize the São Paulo. 333, one of the most strategic highways in the interior of São Paulo. While many people don't even know this construction exists, thousands of tons of concrete and steel are being put in place every day. The expected delivery is already in 2022. So, set aside the next few minutes with us and learn all the details of this project that promises to revolutionize transportation in one of the most economically powerful states in the world. In the interior of São Paulo, between the cities of Novo Horizonte and Pungai, a project is being born that not only crosses a river, but also spans decades of waiting. The duplication of the Engenheiro Gilberto Paim Pamplona Bridge on the São Paulo 333. It's more than just a reinforcement of concrete. It's the hope and backbone of a region that thrives on agribusiness. With 2.4 kilometers in length, the project stretches over the Tietê River, serving as a new logistics corridor for trucks, machinery, and progress. A monumental structure that connects agricultural production to industrial centers, reduces distances, and transforms the flow of people and wealth. It's no wonder the project draws attention for its size, impact, and especially the long delay in getting off the ground. Now, what's being built there is much more than just a bridge. It's a historical correction, but why did it take so long, and what makes this project finally inevitable? For decades, the stretch between Novo Horizonte and Pungai saw time go by, but not the bridge. The original structure of the São Paulo, 333 with single lanes, could no longer handle the traffic that grew along with the region's agribusiness. During harvest days, long lines would form, slowing down the flow and increasing the risk of accidents. The situation got worse during rainy periods. The Tietê River, which seems calm there, has already shown its strength with floods that affected not only the traffic, but also the surrounding area. Residents and drivers had to deal with delays, detours, and losses year after year. Over time, temporary measures were adopted, improved signage, convoy operations, and speed bumps. But none of them solved the real problem, the lack of infrastructure to support the current and future volume of the highway. The turning point began with a more strategic understanding of the role of the São Paulo 333. This was not just a regional strategy. It was a logistical and economic development axis for the state, vital for connecting with major urban and industrial centers. It took public pressure, political coordination, and updated traffic studies for the new bridge project to finally get off the ground. And the duplication of the bridge came with a different spirit, not as a patchwork fix, but as a solution designed to last for decades, with modern engineering techniques and special attention to environmental impact. But how do you turn this ambition into a concrete project? And what technical challenges are involved in building a bridge of this size over the Tietê River? The duplication of the Engenheiro Gilberto Paim Pamplona Bridge on São Paulo 333 is making great progress, like the definitive transformation of the connection between Novo Horizonte and Itápolis. With an investment of 373 million reais, the project has already surpassed 60% completion and is scheduled to be delivered in the second half of 2026. By the way, at this moment, the work teams are focused on 3 strategic points: the foundations, the new bridge, the longitudinal beams of the duplicated lane, and the paving of the access roads. The current schedule is aligned with the original plan, and the project has overcome the most delicate phases of excavation, pile driving, and geotechnical containment in marshland soils. The new bridge will be 2.4 kilometers long, running parallel to the current structure, which will remain in use until the duplication is fully completed. The duplicated section will feature dual lanes, modern shoulders, metal guardrails, an intelligent stormwater drainage system, and erosion control on the banks. The crossing over the Tietê River will have a new deep foundation with board piles and precast systems, which ensures faster construction and less environmental impact. To ensure the stability of the structure over the river, the teams are using a balanced cantilever construction method. It's a complex, meticulous technique that requires perfect balance between the segments built in both directions. This is one of the safest technologies for large bridges, especially in places where the crossing is over running water. Each successive segment, called a voussoir, is launched with large equipment and river support, ensuring structural stability and the continuity of navigation. On the Tietê River, the alluvial soil in the region also posed additional challenges and required specific foundation solutions for the construction of the pillars. The engineers carried out deep drilling and applied base treatments with geotechnical solutions compatible with the type of soil, ensuring long-term stability and preventing differential settlements. The concrete used in the deck receives special additives to withstand temperature variations, high humidity, and the continuous process of expansion and contraction of the structure. Another highlight of the project is the careful monitoring and control during execution, which allow the behavior of the structures to be tracked and ensure technical compliance throughout the process. These sensors make up a connected network that allows engineers to accurately predict any anomalies, enabling preventive actions before problems arise. Throughout the project, it is estimated that approximately 3.9 thousand tons of steel and more than 5,000 concrete deliveries will be used. According to official data released by the São Paulo government and reported by specialized industry portals, efficient management of the construction site minimizes impacts on local traffic and reduces the total construction time. In more than 4 months, according to estimates from the Department of Logistics and Transportation. It's also worth highlighting the environmental care taken in the region. All vegetation that was removed was previously cataloged and compensated by planting in nearby reforestation areas. Wild animals were rescued and relocated with the support of biologists, and the drainage system that was implemented prevents sediment from being carried into the river, protecting water quality during and after the construction. In summary, the Pamplona Bridge is not just a new road, it's a new chapter for regional development. The expansion will increase capacity, reducing logistical bottlenecks and providing greater flow, safety, and comfort for drivers, truckers, and residents of neighboring cities. With the progress of the construction, it is estimated that travel time on this stretch will be reduced by up to 40%, in addition to a drastic decrease in the number of accidents. A construction of this magnitude is not something common, not even in the state with the largest road network in the country. The duplication of the Pamplona Bridge represents a technical and logistical milestone, the result of a convergence between precision engineering, environmental responsibility, and strategic vision. But after all, how big is this project compared to other infrastructure works in Brazil and around the world? These answers are coming up in the next segment. Music. When we look at the total investment of 373 million reais, it's inevitable to make comparisons. To begin with, this is an amount that exceeds the construction cost of several iconic bridges in Brazil. For example, the Guaíba Bridge in Rio Grande do Sul, inaugurated in 2020, had a similar budget and became a reference in mobility in the South region. But the engineer Gilberto Pamplona Bridge is also impressive when compared side by side with international projects. The famous Jundiaí Glass Bridge was built with an investment of 260 million yuan, which, considering the exchange rate at the time, amounts to about 260 million A's. In other words, with the budget for this project in São Paulo, it would be possible to build almost one world-class Chinese glass bridge, but not exactly two. But it's already an impressive comparison in terms of scale and magnitude, now bringing it to the numbers we're more familiar with in our daily lives. The 373 million reais invested in the Gilberto Paim Bridge project would be enough to pay for about 1,500 new ambulances. For the SUS, it could mean installing more than 12,000 LED light poles, or even renovating more than 200 medium-sized public schools. But when it comes to road infrastructure, the amount takes on a different significance. This bridge will allow for double the capacity of agricultural, industrial, and commercial transportation, providing more safety and smoother traffic for thousands of vehicles every day. In length, the new structure, at 2,400 meters, will be 50% larger than the Octavo Frias de Oliveira Bridge. The cable-stayed bridge in São Paulo, which has a total length of 1,600 meters, or even 60% longer than the 1,500 meters of the bridge over the Madeira River in Rondônia. In other words, we are looking at a project that not only connects riverbanks, but also reshapes the region's development axis. With completion scheduled for 2026, the new bridge marks the beginning of a new logistics cycle for the northwest region of the state of São Paulo. By eliminating traffic bottlenecks and doubling the circulation capacity on São Paulo 333, the project will allow for a significant reduction in transportation costs, increased safety, and better use of logistics time. Especially in the transportation of grains, meat, and industrial products, the impact goes beyond the highway. Neighboring cities such as Pongai, Novo Horizonte, and Itápolis should feel the impact in attracting new investments, expanding commercial hubs, and generating indirect jobs. It is estimated that, after completion, the bridge could reduce the average travel time by up to 20% between important production centers in the interior and the port of Santos, consolidating a strategic expansion corridor. While many regions are still patching up old problems, the interior of São Paulo is investing in a structure that connects productivity, safety, and strategic vision. And the Gilberto Paim Pamplona Bridge is the kind of project that not only shortens distances on the map, but also brings an entire country closer to the efficiency we so desperately need. Thank you for watching this video until the end. What do you think about this amazing bridge over the Tietê River? It's more than necessary for our agribusiness and transportation management, isn't it? Leave your opinion about all this in the comments below. I'll stop here. A big hug and see you in the next video.